This is the News 4 Rundown.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Adley. It's Monday, February 23rd, and here's a look at some of the stories we'll have for you tonight. Coming up, historic sewage spill. New details tonight we've got for you on the cleanup of the Potomac River, the challenges crews are facing as they try to make the repairs. Plus, car rallies. After a local police officer was swarmed by a large group and 2 police vehicles were badly damaged, there are new concerns tonight. Why police say officers don't have a way to stop these meetups that could become even more dangerous. Then, more than just a dance routine, we'll discuss the resurgence of urban line dancing and explain why many see it as a form of resistance. But we want to begin tonight with the leftover snow from yesterday's storm that could turn into ice in the next few hours. It was easy to brush off your car this morning, but it let that snow sit overnight, and it could be tough to scrape off this evening. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Doug Kammerer is tracking that for us tonight. Doug?
Yeah, that's right. We saw our storm system move through overnight. We saw some heavy snow at times. This was it. Last night around 10, 11 o'clock, it was coming down in the D.C. area, and then the blizzard just took on a completely different look with the monster snowfall over towards areas like the Jersey Shore, up towards New York, up towards Boston. Again, Providence, Rhode Island coming in with the biggest snowstorm of all time, over 30 inches there. For us, we're just getting the cold air on the backside now. We've seen a couple of flurries come through parts of the area, but it's not going to amount to anything. And what we're really going to be seeing by the time we get to later tonight is going to be temperatures that drop below freezing. So watch out for that refreeze early tomorrow morning. That's going to be the problem. Temperatures dropping to about 30 degrees by around midnight tonight. Your weather headlines, as we're still dealing with some wind, watch for the refreeze. Cold, blustery again tomorrow. Lots of melting on Wednesday. Wednesday looks great. And then a possible wintry mix on Thursday. Much more in that 10-day forecast, including some really good news this time around.
We could use it. All right, we'll see it a bit. Doug, thank you. Well, every time it snows, there's always a big question on every student and parent's mind. Will there be a snow day? And what does that mean for the end of the school year? D.C. Public Schools already extended the school year by 1 day. Montgomery County Public Schools extended by more than a week. Other school districts are trying to open on Easter Monday, a day they typically have off. News 4's Amy Cho breaks down what goes into the decision making and what could still change.
It's the age-old debate for kids, parents, and teachers. Would you rather have a snow day now or get out for the summer on time? Here in Montgomery County, the school year will now be longer. 2 extra full days and 2 extra half days because of all the snow. Add in a holiday and an election day, and the school year is now an extra 8 days.
I don't feel no type of way because, you know, I would like for my kids to get all of the education that they need for this school year. So if they have to extend it just to make up those days, I am fine. But I do think, like, Montgomery County needs to be realistic about some days because it's perfectly fine out here. I'm like, these kids could have went to school.
But the longer school year isn't a done deal just yet. Maryland lawmakers are currently considering an emergency bill that would give MCPS more flexibility. So they would only have to meet a certain number of days or hours in school. Currently, it's both. The bill says this would save about $1.9 million per makeup day.
I believe it makes sense in this particular scenario to have this legislation.
Maryland Delegate Sarah Wallach is sponsoring the bill. She says she was also concerned when MCPS tried to put a snow makeup day on the Muslim holiday Eid, and she was glad they walked it back.
We pride ourselves in being a diverse, inclusive, welcoming county.
More than 7,000 people have signed a petition in support of the Maryland bill and not extending the school year. The Montgomery County Education Association says it believes doing makeup days after standardized testing isn't that helpful.
The attendance is really poor, and educators really struggle with trying to make them meaningful instructional days.
Montgomery County Public Schools wrote last week in an update to families, "We wish this year's calendar saga was less complicated and less uncertain. Unfortunately, it is not. Stand by for more soon." D.C. has extended the school year by 1 day. Prince George's, Howard, and St. Mary's County are requesting a waiver from the Maryland State Board of Education for the option to use the Monday after Easter as a makeup day.
All right, so News4 crunched the numbers, and we found Montgomery County schools are well beyond the minimum number of hours required by the state of Maryland for kids to be in the classroom. If MCPS did the normal 180 days and only the minimum number of hours, the elementary school day would be 30 minutes shorter, middle school 45 minutes shorter, and high school 15 minutes shorter. So that's why MCPS is basically saying, hey, our kids are already in school for enough hours. We don't need to be adding extra days on at the end of the year. That bill is still making its way through the Maryland House. It still has several more steps to go before it can be voted on. And then over in Virginia, several of their districts like Fairfax and Arlington, they already have a number of snow days baked into their calendars, so they're not having to worry about adding in school makeup days at this point. Back to you.
Amy, thank you. Now to the latest on that ongoing repair to the underground sewer line. It ruptured more than a month ago, putting more than 240 million gallons of raw sewage into the Potomac River. After President Trump approved an emergency declaration for the spill, we're learning more about how much the federal government plans to pay for the repairs. As Mark Seagraves reports, water officials are also sharing some of the challenges they're facing to make those repairs.
Since the underground pipeline ruptured more than a month ago, D.C. water crews have been working around the clock, both to divert the sewage from going into the river and to repair the pipeline. Last week, President Trump approved Mayor Bowser's request for the declaration of an emergency, freeing up federal resources. Bowser was clear last week she wants the federal government to pay for the entire repair and cleanup.
We expect 100% reimbursement. So, I mean, that's why I agreed to do it. In terms of what the breakdowns are, I think if the president wants to help Americans who deserve to know that the Potomac River is safe, it doesn't matter, in my estimation, if it comes through D.C. to D.C. water, because D.C. water serves D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. It's kind of hard to parse it out.
But today, in a conference call with reporters, Colonel Francis Para with the United States Army Corps of Engineers, who is helping with the federal response, explained the federal government will only pick up part of the cost. The rest would be left to D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
So right now, the way it's written is the 75-25 cost share, with the federal government picking up to 75%. I do understand that, in the mayor's kind of request last week when she requested federal assistance, she highlighted kind of her intent to really try to seek almost full funding from the federal government to kind of cover the entire effort.
While repairs to the pipe continue, a D.C. water spokesperson told reporters they are proving to be more difficult than they hoped.
The immediate pipe sections from where it collapsed, it was determined that that pipe was too compromised and it was unsafe for us to have workers inside the pipe manually assisting in removing that rock dam. Our goal is, and we do expect that we'll be able to restore full flow to the Potomac Intersector by mid-March as we continue our emergency repairs.
D.C. Water says it has been more than 2 weeks since any significant sewage overflow has made its way into the Potomac River. Mark Seagraves, News 4.
The News 4 Rundown will be right back, but first let's check in with Doug.
And for us, it is that refreeze tonight as our storm system begins to move away. Still some colder air, so your Tuesday's on the chilly side, and I'm tracking another chance of a wintry mix later this week. A Montgomery County police officer trying to stop an illegal car rally escaped injury when criminals smashed the windows in his cruiser. Police tell us they also damaged a second patrol car. Dash cam video released by police shows several men pounding on his car while others used what appeared to be a fire extinguisher to obstruct his vision. Drivers did donuts around an intersection. News 4's Paul Wagner has new video of the stunning scene.
And they're trying to take over the intersection now.
Just seconds after the officer pulls his cruiser into the intersection and calls for backup, a driver begins a donut in the intersection.
You all get out!
As that's happening, a half dozen or so masked men attack the officer's car.
23, what intersection are you at?
obstructing his vision by spraying what appears to be a fire extinguisher. From overhead, an MDOT camera shows the scene from a different angle. At one point, you can see a person jump on top of the cruiser.
This thing keeps evolving, and before they would, when the police showed up, they would run off to another area. And now they feel emboldened for whatever reason, and again, they're trying to disrupt the police.
Montgomery County Police released photos of the damaged patrol car. Earlier that night, according to Maryland State Police, the same group gathered in Bowie before going to Camp Springs, Silver Spring, and Upper Marlboro before arriving in Chevy Chase. In Camp Springs, Maryland State Police say troopers arrested 19-year-old Joselle Maldonado Sanabria and his 17-year-old passenger for possession of a firearm. Assistant Police Chief Darren Frank says meeting points are announced on social media, and then as many as 50 drivers go from town to town.
They're taking over the intersection from multiple directions so that they can then do donuts and record themselves.
In fact, the dashcam video released by police appears to show one man apparently advertising his video, holding a sign that reads, "Shot by Frenchie." This is the intersection where it happened early Sunday morning. Under the law, there's very little police can do. They cannot pursue the drivers. So Montgomery County Police are hoping this frankly shocking video will catch the eyes of some lawmakers in Annapolis.
Our appeal is let's look at this problem, and before it becomes a tragedy and you have to attach a name to it, let's do something now. When anyone sees this video, they're going to say, this is not acceptable. How can this be allowed?
Under the law, police do not have the right to impound a vehicle and take it away from the owner for a designated period of time, a tool Darren Frank says could put a stop to the behavior. In Chevy Chase, Paul Wagner, News 4.
Windy start to the week. Now we got worries about a refreeze tonight, huh?
Yeah, we're seeing that. We saw a lot of melting from the snow last night, so temperatures getting below freezing, so there could be some icy spots when you wake up tomorrow morning. But right now, not too bad. Temperatures above freezing. Most of the roads are fine from the snow we saw last night. We did see that snow on the roadways very early this morning, but it quickly melted on most of the roads. 39 degrees right now. Look at the wind, though. 17 miles per hour with gusts over 30 miles per hour, giving us a little bit of a wind chill out there. So it's a chilly night. 34 the current temperature in Leesburg and Gaithersburg, 36 in Frederick, 38 Annapolis, 38 down towards Patuxent River. So a very cold evening, and once again, we will see those temperatures drop below freezing. A couple of snow flurries out there in parts of the area around Front Royal, up toward the north as well. We'll see a few of these off and on because we're still on the backside of that area of low pressure. There it is, the blizzard that's still ongoing up into parts of New England. Many locations from around Rehoboth, 19.5 inches, all the way up towards areas like Boston and Providence, Rhode Island. 32.8 inches, officially their biggest snowstorm of all time, and it's still coming down up that way. For us, it's just about the cold air, but we're already tracking our next system. We've got a little system that moves through on Wednesday, but look what happens during the day on Thursday. We see a mix of rain and snow coming through the area. Now, where will this rain-snow line be? Will it be north of D.C. and we get mostly rain? Will it be south of D.C. like this model is? And this is the American model, by the way, showing that we do have a chance for some of that snow on Thursday. Will it be an impactful event? That's what I'm going to be tracking. But for right now, the weather impacts we're looking at are refreeze tonight, cold and breezy, but sunny tomorrow. So at least we have that. Lots of melting on Wednesday. Wednesday going for a high temperature of 54 degrees. And then we drop again with that wintry mix on Thursday, 48 degrees on Friday. And look at the weekend. The weekend finally looks like the best weekend we've seen in months with highs in the mid to upper 50s.
Thank you, Doug. La Cosecha in D.C. is the first all-Latin food market in the U.S. It has taste from many regions and cultures. New to the market is Elegancia, which brings an elevated concept of familiar flavors with a bit of a celebrity twist. Tommy McFly takes us there in the scene.
Elegancia is shaken up what you might expect from elevated Latin cocktails and cuisine.
Everything is born out of nostalgia within the whole gamut of Latin America. There's that familiarity that just is like, ooh, it just tastes kind of like that. There's a flavor here that just reminds me of like my grandmother's cooking.
For this Northeast DC spot, Culata Shop founder Daniela Senor, along with an incredible team, Chef Jova on bites and Juan on beverages, have a surprising collaborator. Actor Wilmer Valderrama, who's no stranger to DC's advocacy scene.
It was a hilarious exercise, right? Because all of us had different nationalities too. And every time we brought up a dish, it was like, yes, yes.
The right time, the right city to really bring elegancia and elegance into the Latin space.
I just think DC is one of those cities in this country that has so much to offer. It's the crossroads of a lot of communities.
Where does a place like this fit in that DC mission of bringing people together, of problem solving, of the things that should be happening in this town?
Great question.
Yeah, I think, one of the things is where we're located, obviously Elegancia, but we're within La Cosecha, is the first Latin market of its kind in the entire United States. We have a great culture, great people, great flavors that have made our country great for a long time, and we just want to keep showing up.
I appreciate you mentioning some of the work that we do outside of, entertainment and culinary experiences. I
do love it, that 70s show rerun. But I think your current chapter is a little more substantial.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And to add and to complement what you're saying, I think that there needs to be a more proactive attempt at bringing us together. There's nothing more inviting and disarming than a warm meal.
You've seen in the city celebrities putting their names on restaurants, and some have gone better than others. And I'm sure that you as a celebrity have had people ask you to put your name on stuff, and you've seen some go better than others. Yeah. So what makes this different?
This is being born in DC with purpose and with intention. There's substance here, right? It's not only show, there's substance. You would be surprised. He's like, every little detail, he's involved, right? Like, this coaster we talked about in for 10 meetings about.
I was very excited to continue to cultivate my relationship with the city.
With a lot of intention, a lot of detail, and it matters a lot to both of us.
Tommy McFly, News 4.
Can't wait to get down there. After the break, a D.C. couple is honoring the history and culture of D.C.'s official music through a breakfast staple. Plus,
I'm Tracy Wilkins. Coming up, more than a dance routine, why many see urban line dancing as a form of resistance.
And it is a way to demonstrate community. It's a way to keep spirits high. It's a way to demonstrate joy inside of struggle.
February marks Black History Month, and 2026 marks 50 years of go-go. A D.C. couple is honoring the history and culture of D.C.'s official music through a breakfast staple. They created the first go-go inspired cereal called Go-Go Puffs.
What we were planning on doing is, just like how Wheaties put celebrities on the back of the box, we want to put our go-go celebrities on the back of the box.
Okay, I love it. But we want people to buy the cereal.
Yes.
And Candace, your recipe
was it?
Is the cereal.
Yes.
Tell me about this. What does it taste like?
It's just a little bit of cinnamon, brown sugar, some love, and a little
works.
bit of go-go music. And
definitely a lot of go-go. This is first a DC brand cereal, so we're representing the city. The second thing, our company is based here, and what we're intending on doing is to educate people on go-go. Our goal is to educate them about Backyard, who Junkyard is, who all these different band members, and through cereal, it's kind of a fun thing to have.
You can get your hands on a box of cereal right now at the Go-Go Museum. The creators say Go-Go Puffs is coming to 60 stores in just a few weeks. That's a keeper. Now to be a part of Black American culture that is growing in significance and meaning across generations. We're talking about line dancing. New and sometimes more complicated routines are joining staples like the wobble and the cha-cha slide. News 4's Tracy Wilkins takes a look now at the history of line dancing and its significance in this moment.
As the sun sets on a chilly Thursday night in Morningside, Maryland, dancers are making their way into the VFW.
It's just a way to get away and do things and enjoy. You're not worrying about the light bill that's due. You're not worrying about work tomorrow because you're dealing with today.
The This is the scene every Thursday. Line dancers from around the region come together to learn the latest routine and revisit some old favorite dances. Some come in spite of great adversity.
We have a lot of people, government workers, who have lost their jobs. But one thing about the line dance community, it's truly a community, and we look out for one another.
Deidre Seabrook is one of the many line dance instructors here. Others are everyday people who love the camaraderie.
Line dancing to me is like freedom.
On this night, the oldest dancer, 87. The youngest, 29-year-old Alexia Jones, an educator.
It don't matter who you are, where you are, what your level of dance level is. If you come, you will definitely be embraced.
With the growth of online platforms like TikTok, videos of urban line dances commonly go viral, with millions of people quickly learning and creating new steps to older R&B classics, creating a recent resurgence in urban line dance.
Turn it around, let's go.
We visited Howard University's College of Fine Arts to get a better understanding of the origin of urban line dance in America, which some historians trace back to enslavement and African and Caribbean influence.
It's always represented unity. It's always represented unified movement and thinking about keeping the community in line, keeping the community moving together as one.
Professor Raquel Monroe, Dean of Howard's College of Fine Arts, has written about line dancing.
And so when we think about it in terms of social justice, it refers back to the idea of how do we create community in this moment?
Here's a live look once again, downtown Atlanta.
When you'll see protests often, protests happening around the country at any given time, there might be folks as part of that protest doing line dances. And it is a way to demonstrate community. It's a way to keep spirits high. It's a way to demonstrate joy inside of struggle.
Joy inside of struggle. In December of 2024, singer 803 Fresh released Boots on the Ground. Its accompanying line dance spread quickly with millions of views on TikTok. As the newly elected president worked to quickly dismantle DEI and end federal careers that help sustain many black families in the D.C. region, the idea of boots on the ground took on new meaning for many dancers, as if passionately popping their fans was political, was protest.
Line dancing is a democratic form because it provides access to folks with different capacities and interests and ages, races. So it, in and of itself, is a demonstration of democracy in motion.
Back at the VFW, I never learned boots on the ground. So I jumped in with some help from this community in dance.
Regardless of what is happening and who is in office and what things they are doing or not doing, God is always in control. He's number one. There's a time to cry, there's a time to dance. We're coming to dance.
Line dancing is just one example of Black joy as a form of resistance and self-preservation. Community organizers have also stressed the importance of investing in forms of self-care, social gatherings, supporting Black businesses, and reading and supporting Black authors. The National Museum of African American History and Culture's website called Acts of Black Joy demonstrations of resistance, resilience, and reclamation. All good reminders as Black History Month comes to a close. I'm Tracy Wilkins, News 4.
Thanks so much, Tracy. That's going to do it for the News 4 Rundown. Be sure to join us right back here for News 4 at 11. Have a great night, everybody.